One way to do one-point perspective is from a street view. So this would be like you're standing in the middle of the road looking down a street. And all the buildings are getting further and further away and smaller the further away they are. You'll start the same way with the horizon line down the middle and a vanishing point in the middle of that line. Next, you will draw a vertical line to be the edge of the closest building to you. Then you will draw two horizontal lines that go off the edge of the page. So this is the side of the building. From here, you will go from the vanishing point to the top and then the bottom of the building to show the side of the building. You can add the back of the building by connecting the two vanishing point lines with a vertical line. Next, you can add a second building behind. This building will be the same height and have the same setback as the first building. So you can just add a second vertical line between the two vanishing point lines. Next, you will add the horizontal lines to show the top and the bottom of the building. These lines should end when they run into the vertical line from the closer building. You can erase the excess line so that the buildings no longer look like they are connected. Then you can add the top horizontal line so you can finish off the top side of this building. Then you can add the back edge of this building and then erase the excess vanishing point lines. Now you can start erasing the horizon line that goes through your buildings. On the other side, you can do the same thing that you did as the first building that we drew. The vertical line and two horizontal lines going off the edge of the page. And then the two lines going to the vanishing point. Then you can add the back edge of the building by drawing a vertical line between the two vanishing point lines. For the next building that is behind this building, you can change the setback so it looks like it's farther away from the sidewalk. To do this, you will draw a new vertical line for the height of the building. Then you will connect the new vertical line with the vanishing point to make the side of the building. Then you can add the horizontal lines that connect the building to the building in front of it. Then you can erase all the excess lines and add the back of the building that is behind. Next, we are going to add the sidewalk. This is basically going to look like a giant stretched out letter V. You can have this line up with the edge of the front building and then move it over and draw a second line. To do the other side of the street, you will do the same thing, but leave a space between the line and where the end of the buildings are. Next, you will draw doors on the buildings. The way to decide how the doors go is the doors that go on the square or rectangle side that do not have the tops and bottoms go to the vanishing point. You keep those as a rectangular shape door. Then you will put a mark at the height of the door so that you can make sure that the heights of the doors and windows on the other side of the building are in the correct proportion to this door. Because they are farther away, you do not want to make them look like they are the same size because they will be disproportionate to the door that is closest to you. Everything gets smaller the farther away it gets. So this is why you want to make sure that the proportion is correct drawing your doors and windows between buildings, between sides of buildings. Next, you will be drawing a window above the door for the second floor of this building. This will just be a straight rectangle shape. You will want to mark the tops and the bottoms of the windows on the edge line, just like how you did for the top of the door. So that way you can have the same sized windows, even though they are going farther back in space and getting smaller on the picture. In reality, they are proportionately the same size. Next, I will show how to draw a balcony off the side of the building that goes to the vanishing point. You will start by drawing a small rectangle shape so that it lines up with the bottom edge of the window. This will look different depending on where the box is in relation to the horizon line. From there, you will draw a line from the top of the rectangle to just past the edge of the building, and then the bottom of the rectangle the same distance. To decide how far out you need to draw your line to close off this shape, you will have to decide if it is above, below, or on top of the horizon line. This one is on top of the horizon line. So to decide the end of this shape, you will need to draw a line that connects from the square where it meets the building to the edge of the other side of the building. You can just put a mark at that edge rather than drawing a line all the way across. Then you will draw from that mark a line horizontally out until it meets the angled line that goes to the horizon line. From there, you can see where it meets this horizontal line and the angled line and draw a vertical line straight down. Then you can erase all the extra lines that you no longer need. After that, you can draw the windows or doors that go on this side of the building. You will line up your ruler from the vanishing point to the mark that you made at the top of the windows. This will help ensure that the windows and doors are the same proportion as the other side of the building. Next, you can go back and add doors and windows to the other side of the building. Make sure that you align the top to the vanishing point to the mark you made on the edge of the building so that the doors on each side of the building can be the same height. Doors and windows are drawn very similarly, but windows have another line going to the vanishing point on them. Now, to show you how to draw stairs. To do this, you will start with a small vertical line on your building, followed by a horizontal line that connects to that line. You can erase the bottom line of the building to make it less complicated for drawing the next steps. We'll start by adding the steps, the vertical and the horizontal of each step. This one will be 2 steps. The next part will be adding the width of the stairs, how wide they are. This is the space that you step on going up and down the stairs. From each point, you will draw a line to the vanishing point. You do not have to continue this line all the way to the vanishing point to save you a lot of erasing. From each point, draw a line out so that you can have width to your stairs. Next, you will follow the same vertical and horizontal pattern that you did for the front part of the stairs, starting with vertical at the bottom, then horizontal, then vertical, connecting between each small segment of your stairs. This will be the back edge of your stairs. Then you can erase the excess lines and return the bottom base part of the building back by redrawing that line. Next, you'll need to add a door for these stairs to go to. You will start with 2 vertical lines, with the top connecting to the vanishing point. The closer to the horizon line you get, the more horizontal looking the top and bottom lines will be. Since sidewalks are not the same level as the ground, we will be adding a small line from the vanishing point that is very close to the line that is already drawn to give the curb, the step up from the street. Now, depending on how vertical your line may be, you will need to make it narrower or wider so that it looks correct. Now I'm going to show you what a balcony looks like when it is drawn above the horizon line. So just like the one on the other side, you will start with a box attached to the edge of the building. Then you will draw the lines from the edge of the box to the vanishing point, continuing these lines just past the end of the building, so you don't have to erase too much later on. Now, from the bottom edge, so this is the bottom right corner, you will draw a line from where the box is across the building to the end of the building. This will be followed by a horizontal line that connects from there to the angled line of the bottom edge of your balcony. Then a vertical line straight up connecting the bottom corner to the top edge of the balcony. Then you can erase the excess line. Drawing a balcony on the rectangular side, the side of the building that is facing you, is really simple. All you need is two horizontal lines. Next, you will add depth to the doors on your buildings so that they look like they are inset from the flat surface of the building. You will start by doing a small line between the door that is a small distance over from the line that is already there. You will connect the edge of the door to that line that you just drew with a horizontal line. Then you will draw a vertical line straight up on the farther away edge of the building because that is the side that you can see. Now I will show you how to do it on a window that is above the horizon line. You'll start by doing the same thing with the line to the vanishing point, then a horizontal line, followed by a vertical line from where those 2 points meet, straight down. Next, I will show you how to do the lines on the sidewalk. You want to make sure that these lines stay horizontal. If these lines start to become angled, it will make it look like your sidewalk is tipping and falling over. When you draw the lines, you can draw the lines across between the two sidewalks to make things easier and more symmetrical looking. The lines, as they go farther back, get closer together. The next thing you can do is add a vertical line for the curb. To make it look like it is going up, you just add a vertical line on both sides. Then you can go in the background behind the buildings, add a mountain. This can be done with pointy lines or curved lines. They should be overlapping lines to make it look like mountains are in front of the other. Then you can add another building in the background if you want.